Apple has probably sold millions of iPhone 14 units in less than 2 weeks, but the launch hasn't been exactly smooth. It has only been a few days since the new Apple iPhone 14 has been launched along with the iOS 16, which was supposed to be the smoothest working software, but 12 days into the release, and there have been some major defects in the system and the device as well. These defects are also confirmed and admitted by Apple, and of course, they claim that they are working to solve them. So if you were thinking about buying a new iPhone 14, you should be aware of these defects in advance. Camera shaking. Users have discovered problems with the 48-megapixel wide camera when used with third-party apps. Specifically, the camera malfunction in some social media apps like Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max owners took to social media to show a buzzing noise coming from the camera, which is more problematic than the failure to focus during Snapchat use. The numerous elements of the camera involved in focusing and stabilizing the image seem to move uncontrollably and rapidly. That's just speculation based on the videos of this strange iPhone 14 Pro camera malfunction that people posted on media. It's unclear how widespread the iPhone 14 Pro camera issue is. But Apple is certainly aware of it, and it's looking for a fix. An upcoming software update will likely prevent the camera from behaving like. If your camera suffers from a buzzing problem, you should take the unit back and get a replacement. That's the only way to ensure there was no permanent damage to the iPhone 14 Pro or Pro Max. The second fix is the more annoying one for anyone who loves their social media action. To prevent the camera buzzing bug from surfacing, you should avoid all social media activity until the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max get the official software fix. iMessage and FaceTime. Apple released a document in which it addressed the issues of iMessage and FaceTime in the new version of the iPhone. In that document, Apple goes on to explain that after setting up a new iPhone 14 or 14 Pro, some people may not receive iMessages or FaceTime calls, conversations in messages might show up as two separate threads, and recipients might see your messages coming from the wrong account. An unfortunate side effect of relying on iMessage for high-quality texting is that when iMessage breaks, you end up falling back to SMS, a years-old standard that has not kept up with modern messaging expectations. Tim Cook seems to think the solution to green bubble problems is buying an iPhone, but apparently, that doesn't include the newest iPhones. Before you panic over having to send a green bubble like the Android plebs, you should know that Apple has fixed the problem with iOS version 16.0.1, which dropped yesterday. iOS 16.0.1 includes a few bug fixes for the new iPhones, including an issue photos may appear soft when zooming in on the landscape. The update should fix iMessage and FaceTime activation issues, getting you back into the blue bubble crew. Most iPhones should prompt you to install the new software during setup. Data migration. Apple is investigating a bug that may cause iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max models to freeze after customers transfer their data from an older iPhone. In the memo, Apple says it is aware of this issue happening and is investigating. Apple specifically says that some customers may find their new iPhone 14 Pro or iPhone 14 Pro Max models freezing and becoming unresponsive after an iCloud restore or data transfer from their previous iPhone during the quick start process. As a temporary fix, Apple advises customers to force restart their iPhone if it becomes unresponsive for more than 5 minutes. New iPhone 14 Pro customers faced a similar issue on Friday regarding device activation. While the iPhone 14 Pro ships with iOS 16, there is an available iOS 16.0.1 update that customers should install after setting up their new devices. This update is specifically released to fix the problems faced by the users with regards to data migration, authorization. Write in the comments what problems you encountered while working with the iPhone 14. Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss new and useful videos. Bye everyone.